Okay, game is on. Welcome everybody. This is our performance seminar for Friday, the 7th of March. Our 6 p.m. session. We have 3 pianists here with us. Let's go ahead and open up the floor to Abhiram. So Abhiram, when you're ready, go ahead and introduce yourself, the piece you're going to play, and the composer.
Um, so I'm playing the harp by Ludwig Site. Wait, I need my video. Wait, let me see. Um, okay, it doesn't play the video because it's not enough.
That's fine. Yeah, that works.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well done. Is this your first time running this?
What?
Is
Like,
this your first time performing this by memory in performance seminar?
yeah.
Impressive. How did it go for you? What are your thoughts?
Uh, I played a little bit, like some wrong notes, but I just like moved on.
Yeah, that shows strength and understanding in the playing. That even if there were a couple of stumbles, you kept on charging forward. Great. Uh, what are some things that you thought went well? So other than being able to move on, what are some other things musically that you were happy with?
Um, I was able to play the piece at like a steady tempo.
This is true. This is true. Let's quickly go around the room. Let's go to Chiha. What are some things that stood out for you about appearing performance?
I liked how the way he kept the beat going steadily. He did not rush ahead or slow down.
Right.
And yeah, I like this music very much.
Do you have any advice for him?
You could work on dynamics later, like as like a harp, so like you can make it soft at one point, and then like when it's about to finish, you could kind of put a crescendo on it.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Calvin? Any thoughts for Abhiram?
I think he did pretty good.
Hmm. Can you expand on pretty good?
Um,
Playing with pretty
was
good.
fluent. Give me a
What was
sec.
that? Sorry.
He was pretty fluent, and I could hear it well.
Yeah, it's good that he had that fluency, but also he was very clear, right?
Yeah.
Atticus, do you have some words of advice for Abhiram?
Yeah, I have a phrasing suggestion. I think towards the end, as Janara said, you could crescendo, or you could decrescendo too. Just have something different there, and also you could slow down as you get into it to kind of close the piece off.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's nice, for sure. Abhiram, what do you think about those ideas?
Yeah, I might add them because I'm also performing it at the Oak Cliff Center Hall tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, try that. Try that. I think the first thing is when you sit down to perform tomorrow, take some time to find your pulse before playing. Because quite often we get so excited we play and then the wrong tempo comes out and it's too fast. So the best thing to do is just sit down, just take some time, one, two, one, two, whatever the tempo is, and then you just start playing. Yeah, that's the first thing. Second thing, think of this as someone that's actually playing a harp, and all of these notes are connected. One, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. And if you look at your hand, you can actually strum it like you're playing a harp, rather than keeping the fingers like this. Actually, use more of this motion, right? Using your wrist to play the notes, and that's going to allow you to make it sound even more connected. Okay? So just play around with that for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the best for the concert. It's great to know that you're performing at 8 p.m. Nice. All right, well, we will continue. Can we go now to Chinar? Go ahead, Chinar, and introduce us your piece.
Hello everyone, my name is Chinar Kernick, and today I'll be playing the Patrick Peachman arrangement for Interstellar.
Bravo, China. Did you play that off the top of the head? Was that by memory or with the music?
Huh?
Was that with the music or was that by memory?
No, it's by memory.
That was by memory?
Yeah.
Well done. It's a lot of notes to remember. Did a really great job. So, how was that performance for you? How did it feel to perform?
Yeah, it felt good. I did make a few articulation mistakes in the middle, like
Mhm.
the section. But other than that, I enjoyed my performance.
Yeah. Oh, maybe speak up a bit more, China, just so we
Yeah.
can hear.
I enjoyed the performance very well. Like, I
Yeah.
liked how I did the dynamics. The middle section, I raised it up a little, and
I think that's one of the things that you did well, is controlling the dynamics and helping it and using dynamics to create an arc in the piece, because it's such a big piece, right? It's a long piece, and so you got to be quite clever in how you grade the volume, how you build it up and then bring it back down like waves. Let's go around the room again. Let's go to Abhiram. Abhiram, what were your thoughts on China's performance?
It was really good. He played the tempo, really fairly, and I didn't really notice the mistakes he made. as well.
Yeah. I think it really helps that the tempos kept steady the whole way, right? So that you could just focus on the music itself, not on speeding up and slowing down. That's good. How about you, Calvin? Some thoughts? Calvin, do you have any thoughts?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
He was very fluent and he got all the notes down.
It was pretty fluent, right? And I think the other thing is that he picked a tempo that his hands could handle, because there's a lot going on, especially all of this stuff here. Yeah, da, 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 da. So this is a good example of making sure that you play within your skill level, and you don't play it too quickly. Also, picking a tempo that matches the feel of the piece, because you don't want it to be too fast, right? Atticus, some thoughts from you?
I really enjoyed your performance. Your dynamics were really good, and it seemed like you had a lot of control over what you're doing. And your phrasing too, especially at the beginning, was really good. There's one thing that I would critique about the beginning is that when you were reaching up to hit the E, it was a lot louder than all the other notes. I think just because you have to reach out for it. So just try to be aware of that and try to soften the E as you go up to it. And the other thing that I would say is look for areas where you can create contrast, because this piece provides a lot of those. So like, for example, in this section, and then you can get a lot louder. So then it makes it seem more, it adds emphasis to the second part, and it draws the listener's ears into what you're doing, and so it feels a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense, Chino?
Yeah.
What you're saying? So you can definitely play around with that as you continue. Thanks for those thoughts, Atticus. Because there's a lot of repetition throughout the piece, and in the score here, they've given you freedom to add in the dynamics that you think best suit, right, where the music is flowing. So that's a great idea. Echoes is one thing. Ya dum, da dum. It's great. Yeah. So from mine, because are you performing this tomorrow?
No, I haven't set my honors recital yet.
What was that? Sorry.
I haven't set my honors recital yet.
Okay. All right. So what you want to do then is, when you get, as you're preparing for the honors recital, just start thinking about dynamic placement in your playing.
Yeah.
And how you can continue to use it to add that contrast, as Atticus was saying. Yeah. The work that you've been doing to get all these accents and the crossovers is great. It's sounding really fluent.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, if anything, if you want to get even more control, you can play just slightly slower. And then toward the end, you can slowly start to build the speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to play around with the piece too much at this point, because I think you've got a pretty clear idea about what you want in terms of the colors and the narrative.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would experiment a little bit now with more of the tone and also dynamics. Right? Sometimes you can see how much lighter you can be when you're up in the treble. Right? It's so high, it's so high up in the sky that no one can see. And then as you get to here, now we're back to Earth. Right? So it's the difference between Earth and the sky. You want to see if you can paint that breadth and that distance between where we walk and the unknown. All right, great, Chino. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing. All right, and our final performer, Calvin. Calvin, can you go ahead and present to us your piece?
Okay. Hi, my name is Calvin, and today I'll be playing Etude in G.
Well done, Mr. Calvin. How was that performance for you?
It was good.
Yeah? Why don't you walk us through what made it so good for you?
I think I did it very fluently, and I think I got most of the dynamics down.
Good. So there was fluidity in your sound. You got most of the dynamics down. Great. I think so too. I thought you were very fluid. You've got all the notes, and the fingering seems to be pretty easy for you. Timing's pretty good. Are there any spots that you want to fix or that you want to improve?
Not really.
Okay. I'm just going to point out one spot. It's to do with rhythm. Can you figure out in the first two lines where that spot might be, where you need to fix the rhythm?
The second measure.
And whereabouts in the second measure?
The part where I supposed to play quarter notes, I played it faster.
Yeah. Do you want to play it one more time? Just
Okay.
those first two bars and see if you can hold the quarter note down for longer.
Just the first two.
Yes, sir. So Calvin, at what stage did you realize that you were playing the quarter notes too fast? During the performance or at the end?
During the performance.
Ah. Did you think it would be did you think you could fix it during the performance? Because I
Yeah.
thought that maybe you might fix it then measure 14.
Yeah, but it would kind of sound different from the other part. So, like, I just didn't.
I see. Okay, that's okay. So just something to think about. I think the dynamics are pretty good. It's just that rhythm. If anything, now you can start to make these lines even more interesting. You notice how Atticus was suggesting you can play around with the dynamics for China's piece. You can do the same with this piece over here. It says MF, but you can also create little crescendos following the shape of the line. So you notice how it ascends. Just get a little bit louder. And then as it goes down, right? And then you can bring it back down. So just play around with that idea, yeah? China, do you have any ideas that you want to share with Calvin?
Not really. Like, I enjoyed the piece very much, and I think it was fluent too. So,
Nice.
that on the dynamics.
Cool. Up here, some ideas, some thoughts for Calvin?
He played really fluently, and he got all of the notes down basically, and it was a really good piece.
Yeah, nice. And Atticus, any closing thoughts?
Your articulation was extremely clear. I could hear the difference between your legatos and your staccatos very clear, so that was really nice.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So there's lots to commend in your piece, Calvin. Just practice adding in a little bit more shape in the phrasing for the right hand, and make sure that you hold the quarter notes down for their full value. Okay. Superb. All right, gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our session. Thank you so much for chiming on in. Atticus, thank you for staying and supporting the boys. We will